up guys, Kevin here. In this video, I want to share with you guys how to put together a great snowboard package. So pairing a board with bindings and boots and putting it all together so that it works for the type of riding you're looking to do. So I'm here today with Andreas from Comor as well.
Hey guys, what's going on?
Andreas, he's gonna take us through two of his ideal packages. I'm gonna take you guys through two of mine, and then we're gonna collaborate and put together a package together. All right guys, so first let's put together a sort of do everything type snowboard package. Follow me, Andreas. The board I'm gonna grab is the Capita DOA, a very popular do everything type snowboard. The thing that makes this a great do everything type board to me is the mid flex, meaning that it gives you that stability for riding at high speeds, for riding through variable terrain, but it's also soft enough that you can take it into the park. For me, a great do everything board, so now we gotta pair with it some good do everything bindings. All right, so we're gonna check out the binding wall, lots to choose from. A really popular binding to go with the DOA is actually the Union Stratas. A few different colors to choose from. Let's go with these blue guys right here. The reason the Union Stratas would be a great choice for the DOA is because the Strata is also mid-flexing. So it's still gonna give you that support and stability that you need for riding at high speeds, riding through variable terrain. So now that we have a board and binding that can really handle the whole mountain and do a bit of everything, it'd be great to pair it with a boot that can handle everything as well. I'm gonna grab these guys right here. These are the Ride Lassos. And the Ride Lassos, it's another mid-flexing boot that you can definitely take all mountain or into the park. It's got the Michelin sole, so great for doing hikes if you're going up in the mountain. But at the same time, it's still a mid-flexing boot, so you can get into those positions for doing snowboard tricks in the park. So I think between the Ride Lasso, the Stratas, and the DOA, this is a really good do everything type package. Put this guy down here.
Follow me down this way, Kevin. My all-rounder go-to package is gonna be something like the Libtech Orca. Now I know what people are thinking, they're like, isn't that a powder board? Nah man, I use the Orca for a little bit of everything. Whether I'm ripping groomers, hitting the trees, or steep powder runs, the Orca's good for a little bit of everything.
Perfect, man. What's next?
Come along to the binding wall. So guys, there's lots of great bindings that you can pair up with this board, and a lot of it will come down to preference, but the binding that I've come back to like 5 times now here in Whistler is the Now Drive. Yeah guys, I like a little bit of a firmer binding because the actions and motions that I make in tight areas like the trees require instantaneous response. So I know that I can rely on a firmer binding to really move with me, and when I move, the board moves.
So a binding that will just perform in the trees and really not let you down, have your back.
Yeah, exactly. As far as boots are concerned, there's 2 that are real favorites of mine. I think with this setup, I would probably use the Salomon Lo-Fi. Now I know what you might be thinking. 3 different brands of snowboard equipment. What is Andreas on? You can imagine I've worked here for a long time. I pick out my favorites from each brand, and the Salomon Lo-Fi is something that I'm super impressed with. And it's got something super unique to it. If you look at the spine of the boot, it's all a one-piece urethane spine. It's almost like a high back of a binding built into the boot. And then the other thing that's really awesome about this boot is because there's that one-piece urethane, as you lean into the boot, it wants to spring back and rebound you back to that original position. So these boots are very good for recovery. You know, you get a lot of spring back out of a jump when you're landing something. And my own personal preference is to still have a medium flexing boot with a stiffer binding.
Nice, man. Good setup, good package.
Pretty cool looking, I think, eh?
Yeah, man. All right, so my second setup is gonna be an intro to park setup. So a soft park board. All right, so the board I'm gonna grab for park is the Burton Kilroy. And the Kilroy, great for park because it's a softer flex, it's a twin shape, and it's also got camber, so giving you lots of pop. So really fun, playful park board. So we should probably get a pretty playful park binding as well. All right, so I think I found the binding. I'm gonna go with these Now IPOs First of all, just holding them in my hand, they're super light, which is perfect for the park. And the flex on these bindings is about a 5. And the cool thing, I think, which makes it fun for park too, is this shorter high back, just giving you a bit more maneuverability for getting tricks. I'm also a big fan of the Now straps. This ankle strap is just super soft and lightweight. I think this is pretty cool, and it's white as well. Good combination. So the boot I'm gonna put together with this package is a 32 Lashed Boot. I've actually gotten to ride the Lashed a few times, and the thing I love about this boot is that it's very lightweight, it's a soft flex, so really easy for getting into tricks, and the traditional laces are really dependable. So I think putting this package together, I'd be pretty stoked on this for an intermediate to beginner park setup.
Oh man, so if I was gonna get something that was a little bit more powder specific, a little bit more surf inspired, my other major powder board would be the Mind Expander. Yeah guys, a Jones snowboard designed for big powder, deep days. You got a ton of shovel in the front end there, so that's almost unsinkable. Great board for powder, great board for Whistler, and can still ride hardpack really well. The side cut on this is pretty versatile. All right guys, so we've got the Jones Apollo. This is Jeremy Jones's pro model binding.
So do you think that he perfectly matched that binding to go on a board like this?
Yeah, you know, this kind of binding is super lightweight, performance driven, and again, the second that you move, the binding moves. So it really helps drive the board directly onto edge, and it gives you that instantaneous response that you need when you're in tight areas like the trees or the moguls.
Is there a Jeremy Jones boot to go with this setup?
Ooh, yes, there is. It's the 32 TM2 XLT Jones. You can see here, it's actually got the Jones logo on it. And this is a great mountaineering backcountry boot. You can see it's got that big Vibram sole, very good vibration control, and it's also anti-slip, so you're not gonna fall around too much on this boot. And then another real nice thing is the water gator enclosure over the laces.
Perfect, so you got the board for powder, the binding to give you that response, and then the boot to keep the powder from going into your feet.
Yeah, exactly. Keeps your feet nice and warm, nice and dry.
That looks like a good one. We're gonna go for one more setup, and this one is gonna be maybe an odd setup. So maybe some boot, binding, and board combinations that don't quite work. All right, Andreas, take us through this hideous creation.
All right, guys. First, we're gonna grab the stiffest boot on the market, the Driver X. This thing's like a ski boot. It's like wearing a cast on your leg. Super performance driven.
Nice.
Then we're gonna grab something extremely expensive and lightweight. What you're gonna want for the park is a forged carbon high back, the stiffest and most powerful high back.
So what is the worst possible board for that setup? Oh, the Solomon Huck Knife.
Yeah, so you can imagine something like the Huck Knife here, super soft flexing, very pliable. This guy is very compliant for park riding, versus this boot is the least compliant boot on the market, and this guy here in the Falcor is super stiff and rigid.
But we should do it. We should try this out this winter.
Yeah, man. Well, hey, it would drive the Huck Knife to a whole other level of performance.
It might actually snap this Huck Knife in half.
I mean, you could argue that you could get away with a binding like this on that board, but a boot like this on that board, whew.
That's too much boot. Okay guys, so here are the 5 setups that Andreas and I created. We got the powder setup, all mountain, park, do it all, and the strange Frankenstein, never do this setup. Awesome guys, so I hope these setups will help you put together your own snowboard package. If you have any questions, leave them for me down in the comments. Also guys, come visit Andreas here at Comore and check out Andreas's channel.
Yeah guys, I've got a new Now Bindings video coming out, so go to my channel, check it out, Andreas Schubert.
Yeah guys, I'll put a link to Andreas's channel. Also make sure to subscribe here at Snowboard Pro Camp. Have fun out there and we'll see you in the next video soon.